When Howe graduated from Stony Brook University in 1966, he enrolled in Temple's Teacher Corps and worked as a classroom teacher, first at Harding and then Fitzsimons Junior High Schools. Harding was a daunting and challenging experience, while Fitzsimons was a hellhole, with weekly shootings in the neighborhood and daily fights in the hallways. On the advice of his supervisor and mentor, Ida Kravitz, Howe entered a master's degree program in reading and switched schools to Stetson Longfellow, where he set up a reading skills center. One of my first memories of meeting Howe in Hawaii in 1969 was him telling me about a grant proposal he had written to set up a tutoring program at Stetson Junior High School in Philadelphia. Beginning that September, he equipped the classroom with the necessary school supplies, bought books, tape recorders, game materials, and set to work organizing and assessing students. Students worked on skills at their own level, practiced reading, and listened to literature, played games to build necessary skills, and received positive and targeted feedback. Students progressed in a sequenced progression on individualized reading levels. However, after 5 years, Howe realized that 7th graders making 1 year's progress meant that they went to 8th grade reading on a 2nd grade reading level. He decided to make the move to elementary school in hopes that he could catch students earlier to make a difference in reading outcomes. The next 17 years were spent at Moffett Elementary School, where Howe set up his reading center and worked with K to 6th grade students. Over the years, parents, volunteers, aides, Temple, LaSalle, and St. Joseph University students all were trained to tutor. Howard expanded his curriculum scope, writing and receiving over 46 grants in the arts, literature, science, math, history, and geography. Students were engaged in dance and art and music programs. Science grants included incubators in hatching chickens, raising butterflies, growing seeds, creating terrariums and aquariums. Every classroom had some kind of live creature, from earthworms and crickets to gerbils and guinea pigs. Moffett was honored by PICO to take its project on electricity and weatherization to Washington, D.C. as part of its energy conservation initiative. In the rotunda, students displayed doll houses which they had made to demonstrate electricity and weatherization. It was quite exciting for all involved. Through the years, Howe received recognition for his teaching accomplishments, starting in 1984 with the B'nai B'rith Award of Excellence. The following year, he won the Rose Lindenbaum Award and received $1,000. These were proud moments indeed, celebrated both with friends and family. But I think what makes them most heartening and memorable are the photos of his mom and dad and his dear Aunt Emma, who came from New York to help celebrate. Especially heartening is the photo of Howe and Ida Kravitz, who was pivotal in Howe's career. She was his mentor, a guiding, guarding angel, and more importantly, a friend through the years. In the early 1980s, Bruce Raychild, the principal at Moffett School, left Philadelphia, and Howard found himself falling out of favor with the new principal. At this juncture, Howe also left Philadelphia schools and became a reading specialist for the Title I and Elwyn programs in Philadelphia's Christian and Catholic schools. He worked at Mary Mother of Peace, now St. Barnabas, and spent most of the next 16 years at Holy Name of Jesus School. To increase literacy skills in both reading and writing, he initiated participation in the National Geography Bee, and he created a sports geography quiz. For the Geography Bee, he enlisted Judge Lederer, a retired judge who knew all the kids' families and loved smoozing with kids and nuns alike. The sports quiz involved students researching how sports teams got their names. Students conducted interviews, took photos, wrote stories, and sent them to the local Fishtown newspaper. The Daily News did a special article covering the sports geography history quiz, and the neighborhood newspaper, The Star, made it a weekly feature. All in all, there were 180 articles written by the students and published in the Fishtown paper. Over the years, there have been other awards, letters, and cards of appreciation and acknowledgement of Howard's dedication, expertise, and longevity. One student wrote, "I wouldn't have won the Newman Scholarship without your help." Howe still gets cards during the holidays from the nuns. This year, Sister Linda wrote to say, "I cannot thank you enough for your kindness, thoughtfulness, and generosity to our sisters in helping us to continue our ministry of education." Although Howard is officially retired, he spent the last 4 years at Lingelbach Elementary School training and supervising fifth grade students to tutor kindergartners in literacy skills. Alas, with the onset of the pandemic, Howe has found a new interest in the Parent Child Plus program. This program mentors and models with parents ways to build literacy, social, and emotional skills with their toddlers and preschoolers. Educational toys and books are used to encourage and expand language as tools for working toward school success. In a way, Howe has come full circle, realizing early on that 8th grade was too late to start reading intervention. He now is a strong advocate for early intervention. Building skills for school and life needs to start at the earliest possible stages of development. So, if you asked Howe what has meant the most to him through 50 years plus of being an educator, he would say, watching the one-on-one interaction between a child and his tutor is most rewarding. Assessing and placing students at the appropriate skill level produces success and fosters confidence in children. What could be more rewarding than knowing you have helped to create a positive experience for both the child and the tutor?